Hi again. Time to do another quick core workout. This is great to combine with other workouts or completely on its own. You can always add more sets to make it more intensive, but we're going to do 2 sets or 2 rounds today of each exercise. So let's get started. I want you to go ahead and lie on your back. We're going to warm up with some movement first. So taking your feet about hip width apart, hands behind your head, gently pushing your head into your hands. You're just going to start to fold forward and back. And as you're lifting up, I want you to feel a little bit more of a compressiveness in your abdominals and a breath out. So we're not trying to get a big range of motion from the get-go. I want you to just really feel as if you're trying to breathe continuously through your motions, exhaling as you rise, inhaling as you lower. We're going to do 10 more. And every time you extend down, I want you to feel as if you're creating some length in your low back, not just pushing your head down, but actually pulling along your spinal column, all the way from your tail to your crown to create a little bit more of that opening or extension of your spine. Let's go 2 more. And then I want you to add a little rotation. So as you lift, rotate to one side and then switch to the opposite. Notice here as if your hips are starting to roll, and see if you can maintain a squared position. So we're getting a little bit more of that thoracic rotation or lift up with the twist versus just rolling from one hip to the other. We're going to do 5 more to each side. Again, exhaling as you lift, inhaling as you lower. So getting a little warmer through the front of your body, incorporating some of these rotations to the side of the body. Obliques work a lot of that compressiveness, or on the exhales, that squeeze inward. We have 1 more each side. And then go ahead and release that down. Hug your knees towards your chest. Bring your heels close to your glutes, so you don't do a lot of momentum or kicking to swing your legs. With a nice open chest and a nice retracted shoulder blade position, I want you to press into the floor with your hands and just start to bring your knees towards your chest and then open up. So we're seeing if we can create a little bit of stability from the shoulder girdle as we tuck and create more movement from the lower half of the spine. Again, as you're moving, exhale to curl. Inhale to extend. Again, notice if your neck is getting a lot of tension. See if you can open the space between your shoulders and your ears. We're going to do 5 more just like this. So it's not a very big motion. Last time. And then I want you to go ahead and turn it over. You're going to find a high plank position on the palms and either the knees or the toes. So in this position, as we always talk about, I want you to have a light protraction of your shoulders, an extension of your hips, a nice gluteal squeeze, and then that hollowing of your belly. And then I want you to really feel expansion around your lower belly and your lower back on those inhales, but against the compressive external core pressure. So it almost feels like you're breathing into a tight cylinder. Almost feel like you're squeezing your quads with that gluteal extension of the hip. And while maintaining that same high plank position, I want you to bring one knee towards the chest and put it back and then switch. We're going to do 10. So each side is 1. Still trying to keep that protraction in the shoulders. This is 5. Couple more to go. Last time. And then we're going to turn to the side. I want you to come to your forearm, doesn't matter which. And we're going to take our body as if we're putting it between two panes of glass. As you press into the forearm, I want you to find a lot of that extension upward or lift upward in the side body. So you're finding that lift into your lats, but also into the obliques. Hollow that belly again. Top hand can be behind the head. Head again is in between those two panes of glass. Feel as if you were just in that high plank, but now hollow belly from the side and driving up from the bottom hip. So we're just going to hold here for a few more seconds, getting a little bit more of that side stability. A lot of rotary patterns require some of this extra kind of sling action, which incorporates your lateral body. And then go ahead and release that down. We're going to switch to the opposite side. So again, coming into the forearm, stacking the hips, stacking the legs. You can always modify onto your knees. Top arm can be up, behind the head, wherever it feels comfortable for you. Find again that lateral lift. The bottom hip is driving. The hollowing of the belly is maintained. So we're starting this first round with a little bit of movement and quite a bit of stability, since the primary purpose of your core cylinder is to transmit efficient and explosive, sometimes endurance, power into the limbs. So we want to have a good, strong balance in the front, the back, the sides, and rotational patterns. And then go ahead and release that down. Once again, let's come to our back. We're going to do that same series. Feet flat, hands behind the head, folding forward and extending back. Notice this round, how much more efficient your movement and or range may become. There's a little bit more of that neuromuscular connection into how you're moving and how you're breathing. And maybe see if you can add just a bit more range, possibly with momentum, but with a little bit of control of that momentum. We're going to do two more up the center here, and then yet again, rotational pattern, crossover, and switch. So we're maintaining some of that stability with both feet down. An option could be one leg up or alternating the knee tuck. Or you could even bring both legs into 90-degree knee and hip angles to create a little bit more instability. We have 5 more alternating. Same exhalation on that lift. Shoulder staying on your rib cage and back, or shoulder blade. One more to each side. And again, arms down by your sides. Bring your knees towards your chest. Heels close to your glutes. Nice open chest, reverse curls. So that little bit of a tuck. Many times it's pretty easy to let the shoulder blades protract. And I want you to see if you can maintain a position of them on your back. Maybe even a little bit of retraction or squeeze together. Let's do 5 more. So somewhere in the range of 10 to 15. And again, let's turn it over. Let's find that high plank. Modification is on your knees. And if you are on your knees, feel free to add leg lifts instead of knee tucks. So you don't have to come here. It can be more of an extension. Coming back. All we're trying to do is create a little instability. Either a leg lift if you're on your knees or a knee tuck here. We have 10 each side. So we're not moving too quickly, less about explosive hip flexion, more about creating that symmetry of balance so as not to let your hip on the side of the knee drop. those sling patterns that we were just talking about. I think this is 10. And then once again, we're gonna come to that side plank. So I'm gonna go the second side first this time, just so we have that accumulation of the other exercises into the side plank balanced. So again, find that drive of the bottom hip, the hollowing of the belly, nice strong breaths. Only about 20 seconds to hold. Nothing too crazy. And then go ahead and switch sides. Again, bottom arm down, hips drive, top hand wherever it's comfortable for you in that position. Notice how the sides compare, how it feels, especially from coming into this exercise from the last couple exercises. Any fatigue that might be built. So we're gonna leave this series behind. We're gonna move into a little bit more of the rotational pattern movement. This time I want you to bring your knees to your chest, hands come behind your head, fold up into that reverse curl as well as the crunch. So combining that first exercise, and then rotational pattern, I want you to take one elbow towards the opposing knee as you extend the same side leg out. And on that extension, I want you to focus on the balancing of how it feels across the hips. Switch sides. Switch sides. Again, just start to flow back and forth. We're going to do 5, 4, 3, 2, take a brief pause, find yourself with that flat spinal position, extend your legs up, and then I want you to lower them down until you start to feel a little bit of a pull. You can always come back higher to make that pull a little less, but I want you to find a pull in. It's a little bit of a challenge, but still holding integrity of your position. Hands can support your head for a little more ease, or extension by your ears. We have 10, 9, 8. Focus on the compression. 5, 4, 3, 2, and release it down. Whew. I don't know about you, but that little combo is tough to go back and forth. We're once again going to come to that side plank. And in that low position where we were just static, I want you to find that hip bridge, but that top leg now is going to be mobile. So think about holding yourself into that 2 panes of glass front and back and lateral hip drive with a nice strong shoulder girdle. So we're going to take that top leg in towards the chest for 9, 8. Focus on that strong, stable base. 5, 4, 3, one more time, and then again switch sides. So we're always going to come back to this side plank in all of the series. Again, because of the rotational challenges as human beings and those contralateral pivots that we do against gravity. So again, a nice stable base. Bring that top leg in towards your chest for 10, 9, 8, 6, 4, 2, and that's it. I don't know about you, but that side was harder for me. Tells me I'm a little weaker on that lateral side of the hip. We're going to come back to the bicycles. So again, knees in towards your chest. Second round, hands behind your head, fold forward, opposing elbow to knee, 15 times. Think less about bringing your knee and elbow together and feel more of a balanced rotation from one side to the other. 4, 3, 2. Find again that small of the back flat. The legs extend, lower them down, keep that nice flat spine, fold forward, hands back or by your ears. Focus on those exhales that compress. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Breath into your low back. 4, 3, 2, and release that down. Come again to that side plank. Go in the second side first in this round, or just alternating which side starts. Again, nice strong side plank. You felt this before. Top knee comes to your chest 10 times. Feel the stability of that bottom hip, bottom shoulder, without letting that rib cage on top or the elbow on top rotate forward. This is 4, 3, 2, let's switch sides. Nice low plank, coming up with that side hip bridge. Top hand stays steady. 10 knee tucks coming in. 9, 8, 5, 3, 2, and that's it. So we're going to leave that series behind. We have one more. I want you to come to a Superman position or on your belly, limbs extended. We're going to find that hollow belly sensation through the abdomen and extend all the limbs up. So in this position, I don't want you to think so much of an arch unless you have that really strong tactile sensation of hollowing the front ribs. So I want you to really notice the front body. It's very easy to overextend that lumbar thoracic connection and get more into the dumping of the lumbar. I want you to feel more hip extension from the gluteal fold with that core bracing and extension of the upper thoracic into the cervical region. So in this position, I want you to just start to flutter. Arms and legs in opposition. Flexion extension is minimal. And really just breathe into that lower belly, lower back. Just a few more seconds. Superman swimmers. Dynamic loading into the back body. Little rotary pattern. And then go ahead and find yourself low plank. Looks like my camera is falling. And then again, an static hold. Only now without the arms in extension, we have a little bit more shoulder blade protraction necessary. Same hip extension, gluteal tension, base of the ribs knitted forward. So again, just a few seconds, maybe 20. You can always hold longer. And then gently release that. Come down to your side plank, our last one. I want you to come into that side hip bridge. I'm going to adjust the camera here. Starting to fall just a bit into that position. Sorry about that. You get to see the lines on my hand. Come into that side plank, nice and strong. I want you to take that top elbow, rotate it towards the floor without losing a lot of the stacking of the hips. And then rotate up. If you want to make it more challenging, eyes can follow or just stay steady forward. Rotate down and come back up. This is 8, 7, 6, 5. Again, comparing sides when you work from one to the other. See what feels more stable and where. Last 2, really looking to create symmetry in our body. And then change sides. So again, bottom forearm down. We've already built the stabilization in that first round from the static hold. Now we're adding more dynamics. Before it was the knee, now it's the top. Rotate that bottom elbow down and up.
Does that have the 230 people?
Eyes can follow if you want. That's 5. Last 2. Awesome. Last round. Find yourself in that Superman swimmer position, limbs extended, hollow belly, arms lifted, hip extension, shoulder flexion, start to flutter. Nice consistent inhales and exhales against that external pressure. Focus on the movement from the gluteal fold and a little bit of that rotary action of your T-spine. Still breathing into that low belly, low back. And then go ahead and relax. Find a static low plank. Forearms, toes or knees. Same strong protraction of the shoulders, hip extension, rib cage in the front, knitting forward and down. And again, breathe into that same core bracing. I always like to do these slower core workouts with a lot of nose breath and diaphragmatic action. Really gets that intra-abdominal pressure increased. Go ahead and relax that. Start on that second side. Find your side plank. Stack your hips. Elbow comes up, or you can always add an arm and rotate under. Take that elbow forward. 10 reps.
Yep, good morning.
7. Last 3. 2. And change sides. Last set. Last exercise. Nice strong side plank. Keeping those hips stable. Rotation forward and back up. This is 6. 5 more. One more time. And that's it. Whew. Okay, you guys, that's it. Nice quick 20-25 minute. If you want to add another set, feel free, or you can go back around through this one more time for 4 sets. All right, have a great day.